Next up, so it's also, besides being 50 years since the assassination of Dr. King, 150 years of the birth of W.B. Du Bois, 200 years since the birth of Karl Marx. It's the 50th anniversary of the Fair Housing Act. This was something that was designed to end racial discrimination in housing, which was a place where not only particularly black homeowners and black people trying to develop wealth inside this country were denied access with substandard conditions and being steered away from loans. This was a point of access for all of us. However, it has never been well fought for, and it's never been really defended in a way it should be. We still see redlining today. We still see, like in my neighborhood in particular, has not had a black home buyer in the last 10 years. Statistically impossible, right? Among those things is that more than 90% of black and brown people in Rhode Island live within 2 miles of each other. That's the result of policy. Luckily, we have people here who are fighting on the front lines on this, particularly Malcolm Mills, who has come from DARE, who's been working on rent control for Providence right now, and is going to speak to that issue if he can. Right? That's the order, right? Whatever you want. All right, and then we have, Malcolm.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Mike said, my name is Malcolm Mills. I am the Vice Chair of DARE, Direct Action for Rights and Equality. And I'm glad to see so many people come out, not only to celebrate the life and work that Dr. Reverend King started, but, and I say started because, as most of you have already heard, we're not done yet. Still got a long ways to go. Every time we take 2 steps forward, they push us back 5. So, the Voting Rights Act, Fair Housing Act, were all big projects of Dr. King. And now we have someone in the White House who is steadily trying to dismantle this man's life work. I think that is abominable. We need to get together, we need to band together to make sure that everyone can have a home. I think a home should be a privilege. I mean, a home should be a fundamental human right and not a way for big corporations to make money, to discriminate against folks, to keep them from living a fruitful life. We at DARE are running a rent control campaign. There should be some people among you going around with petitions for you to sign. I hope that you can find them and sign and put your name down if you live in Providence, because this here is a Providence. We're trying to put it on the ballot for November for it to be a ordinance here in Providence. The Tenant Protection and Rent Stabilization Ordinance, we're trying to get that on the ballot for November. Yes, landlords, you'll still be able to raise rents. We're not trying to keep you from making any money at all, but only 4% each year or at the rate of inflation. A rent control board will decide other landlord and tenant disputes. Like I said, housing should be thought of as a fundamental right that all of us share instead of a commodity for big corporations to get rich by cost burdening the poor. And this is just one tool we are trying to put in our toolbox to help fight poverty. Other items we should be supporting are investments in housing development, protection from discrimination against households who have a lawful source of income, such as Social Security, social disability, Section 8, and other assistance vouchers. We need to increase the refundable state-earned income tax from 15 to 25%. And last but not least, and just as important, to support a living wage bill. These are other tools to put in our box to stave off poverty. There are some other. Oh, okay, got that. I'm sure Dr. King would appreciate all the work, all the hard work that the different organizations are doing. But people, we need to start to work together and not in silos so that we can be either pushed aside or ignored. Other organizations that have signed on to this campaign are the Hope Students from Brown, RIHAP, ONA, Jobs with Justice, Economic Progress Institute, Childhood-Led Action, Rhode Island Interfaith Coalition to Reduce Poverty, George Wiley Center, Rhode Island Council of Churches, the NAACP, Center for Justice, PRISM, Rip the Riders, SEIU. Well, we're waiting for them to give me a call so that they can say yes. Sierra Club and Surge. I had a meeting set up for last month, but I fell ill and had to cancel that. I will be making calls to all of these organizations so that we can set up another meeting as soon as possible. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you all coming out and spending time with me.
Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you. So I don't know if Malcolm's mentioned it, but he's also the community co-chair of Rhode Island Jobs with Justice, so he's my boss. It's one of the things I really love about him.